Hello, this is Learn to Love Yourself, or Serenity with Rosie. And today's topic is relearning self-love. And this is the fifth in a line of 7 from mental health and emotional resilience topic. And so first, I want to take a deep breath, calm my energies, that I can give you the message or help you to understand things in another light from my own experiences that I share. So, to relearn self-love, what does that even mean? That means at one point I knew it. And yes, I think that part of this process is relearning who we are. And so it is relearning. Even if it's something you had never known in this life, you're still relearning it because it was once yours. And so part of relearning, the universe puts you through situations where you now, it's almost like breaking something open to find out what it is at its core, what its center is like. Because the only way to truly understand your inner self, you have to get to that inner core and find out what truly matters to you, what's important to you. And it's a very scary place for some people. At first, I know and I honestly, I don't know, because I've thought about this a lot. And I don't know why it seems so scary. I mean, yes, healing, because you're facing things, it can seem hard or harsh. But in the same sense, to be stuck in a situation where you're going over and over and over, expecting a different result, which isn't that the definition of insanity? Where you do the same repeated motion over and over and over, expecting a different result. And so I love growing. I love learning new things. I love to feel alive and excited. And it's, I don't know, it's a level of freedom that you gain so much that you realize that fear just keeps you bound and tied, and you're your worst enemy. And so you have to find, it's, to me, it's exciting. It is so exciting to find out who you are at your core. And I can't even say I know who I am at my core. I'm just been on this journey for, it's been a while, but I still am learning new things every day. And does that, I mean, I guess it's like the whole religion thing, and it's not, I don't want this to especially be a religious talk, but I know a lot of people who are afraid because if they're wrong, if they find out they're wrong, what does that mean for them? And so maybe because I faced that from leaving the church almost 9 years ago, that I grew up in, that I was born into, that I was ingrained in my brain, that that was the only way. And so I can understand and I can have compassion for those who feel that. But in the same sense, if by you staying where you are, and I'm not disking religion, but by you staying where you are in your limiting beliefs, you're actually only hurting yourself. And you realize when you look back that we pretty much punish ourselves a lot. And it's really sad to say that, but it's so true because in all reality, when you look back, you realize who was the one making those choices. It was you. Whether it was somebody, obviously there's manipulations and things, but more or less you let it happen because you didn't know your worth and your value. And so that's, to me, that's why it's so important to learn your worth, to learn your value, and to know what you will and will not put up with and set boundaries, because you are in the driver's seat of your life. No one else. No one else. You have to do the work for yourself. No one is going to do it for you. And I know some people don't like the idea of having to do their own work for themselves, because that seems scary. But in the same sense, is if you don't have to do the work for yourself, are you going to appreciate it? Just like a child who grows up in a home, and I'm not saying this about all children that are born where they're handed everything, but a lot of times people find out that they feel picked on when one little thing goes wrong. And if you think about it, what makes iron strong? It's when they heat it and cool it and form it and heat it and cool it some more. That's what makes it strong. Some of the greatest swordsmen who's made katanas and all kinds of things in history, their armory of some kind, there was a process that they went to make that. And so your soul is no different. This is all about learning and growing and seeing a bigger picture and realizing that there's more out there for you and that you're not alone in this journey. We're all here together, and that the people you can see, and then the energies you feel, all those loving, helping ancestors and spirit guides that are there to help you. Everybody's rooting for you. They know you can do it because you are a powerful creator. You are so much stronger than you think you are. And I just want you to feel how deeply you are loved, because you are. And so you have to stop and realize what you're worth. Were you worth being made fun of, being ordered around, being made to feel less than what you deserve? Think of it. If everyone was given the opportunity to have everything that they ever wanted at their fingertips their whole life, how much soul growth do you think there would be? Not near as much as if you were put under pressure, put in heat, put in the fire, hit around a little bit, not saying physically, but spiritually. Sometimes I know you can feel like you're reeling to and fro, and it's hard to make sense of everything. And I know, especially during this time, as Gaia continues to ascend and we're with her, I know a lot of people are facing their deepest, darkest fears, their scariest things, but that is because you have to let those go to keep raising in consciousness. Because if not, it's like you have an anchor tied to your ankle and you're being pulled down. And that's why you have confusion and sadness and hurt and pain. Because you're still saying, please help me. Because it wants to feel seen, feel heard, feel loved. Everyone on this planet that's called Earth wants to feel loved. And that is what we all have in common with each other. And so if we can set aside our petty grievances and realize we're all the same, we're all doing our best. Some may seem that they're not, but we're not the judge. They judge themselves. That's how karma works. So all your resentment, all your anger, all your frustration toward them does no one any good, but hurts you in the process. Being angry and wanting revenge is like drinking poison and expect the other person to die. And so I don't know why I feel so strongly to point that out. But you have to learn how to redefine your no's. Instead of, the word no is a sacred boundary, not a betrayal. And if you look at one of my previous videos, the number 2 of the series, then I talked more about saying no. But it's so important. And we shouldn't feel guilty for asking what you need. Say what you mean what you say. Be kind, considerate. Everything you send out into the universe comes back to you. And that is how you are your own judge. And so I have to think and ask myself a lot, what am I attracting into my world? What am I manifesting? Because I am the creator of my reality. And that seems really scary. But in the same sense, how are we to be gods in our own right if we don't experience things? No one just climbs to the top. It's like my friend told me, she said, if you take anyone in the world and as a general rule, if you give them a whole bunch of money in a year's time, they will be in the same place that they were. And I can see that because if you're in a situation where you're improving on your life, your talents would improve more. If you're the type who has to live quickly and not take anything, no responsibility for your own actions, and that's one thing that is also very, very hard with people wanting to save themselves. We live in a society that has taught us that we don't need to be responsible for our own actions. When in reality, you are responsible for your actions. Whether you know it or not, you are. You are held accountable every day you are alive. Because, and that's what is, no one else is your judge. And that's the beauty of it. Because no one else can make you feel bad about yourself, make you feel unloved, make you feel not needed. You are the one who gets to decide because you are the creator And everyone perceives the world from their own view. And that's why all the different views are so, it's amazing to listen to and hear other people's opinion, because some I always learn how different things appear to other people, and that's just as valid and important as your decisions. It doesn't mean they're questioning your reality. You decide what you want to believe and what feels right for you. Fear is like a plant. All you have to do is uproot it. And once you cut off the roots, it dies. It's just an illusion. The greatest accomplishments are all on the other side of fear. Anyone great, anyone who's ever accomplished things, you think they would have gone anywhere, done anything? They would just sat in their fear? And I don't know why, but we've been conditioned to where we're scared of finding who we are. But we've got to break this cycle, and we can do it. I know we can. The reason I know this is because it's so exciting to find out who you are. And as we see all these new changes and the old world crumbling away, and we see a new world taking shape right before our very eyes. And it's so exhilarating. But I know this because I've done it. I'm doing it. And you're never done. But it's a journey that's worth it. You have to learn how to accept yourself as you are. Accept your imperfections. Accept your challenges. Accept everything that happens around you. If people want to be angry, let them. If people want to be mean, let them. It doesn't affect you. You are the only one who gets to decide if it affects you or not. And so we all have that courage. We all have that lion within us, that strength to help us. Because if you couldn't do it, you would not have been given this opportunity. And so the mere fact that you're alive means you can do it. I'm just glancing at my notes. Don't be afraid to take time and laugh at yourself. Don't be afraid of being laughed at. Life isn't meant to be so serious all the time. It's meant to be an adventure. And as all adventures, it's all kinds of, it's not just an uphill path. It's up and down and all around. So, but I just want to encourage all of you, don't give up. Not when you're so close to a breakthrough. Every time it feels like the world is ending, that is usually at that point you are about to break through something. And that's why it seems so scary. And that's why it seems so hard. But that's why if you hang on and just hold that thought, just hold that dream, then you can break through and you find something else. I don't know how many breakthroughs I've had in my life. I've had a lot. And every time, yes, it feels scary at first. The fear is there. But the fear is there to be conquered. And so, the one message I want to leave to everyone is I want to remind you how loved you are and how cared for you are and how you can do this. I know you can. And I pray that you can feel my words. For I really care about you, truly. And I want all of you to be happy and find joy. You find joy in the little things in life. So I just want to remind all of you, you are stronger than you think you are.